William Bendix in The Life of Riley. With Marjorie Reynolds as Peg, Tom DeAndrea as Gillis, Blue Jean Sanders as Babs, and Wesley Morgan as Junior. Produced by Tom McKnight. And directed by Abby Berlin. Americans are a very generous people. On Mother's Day, Father's Day, Christmas, and birthdays, an untold number of gifts are sent and received by an untold number of people. Today, in the Riley home, we find Chester A. Riley expressing his grateful sentiments about a just-arrived present.
I didn't say it was lousy, Peg. I just said, what is it?
It's a plant that Mama sent us. It's a rare tropical vine.
Got feelers like an octopus.
It's known as the pitcher plant. Indigenous to South America, it's of the insectivorous family.
How do you know so much about its relatives?
Aw, she just spouting that stuff she learned in her botany class.
Well, I think it was very sweet of Mama to send it to us. Shows she was thinking of us.
Well, why didn't she send us something we could use, like some towels or something? Last year, it was a stuffed horned toad. Every time I looked at it, it reminded me of my cousin Mamie in Canarsie.
Anything my mother does is automatically wrong with you.
Now, that's not true, Peg. I'm crazy about my mother-in-law, that sweet little old lady. I feel so good every time I think of her, 3,000 miles away in Brooklyn.
Well, then why don't you ever ask her to come and visit us?
Jeepers, it says here this plant eats flies.
Well, if your mother thinks I'm going around 3 times a day catching its meals, she's crazy.
Hi, everybody.
Hello. Hi, Honey Bee. Hello, Gillis.
Ain't a little early to be getting a Christmas tree, Peg?
That ain't no Christmas tree, Honey Bee. That's poison ivy.
That's a rare tropical vine my mother sent us.
Yeah, the dear sweet old battle lady is always sending us lovely gifts.
It eats flies.
Put it in our kitchen. It'll gain weight.
That's enough out of you. Okay, can I stay here with you while the boys go to lodge meeting?
Of course. We'll decide where to put the vine.
How about the incinerator?
It's not funny, Riley.
Come on, Ryle, let's go to the meeting.
Yeah.
And you come straight back. No stopping off at Grogan's.
Order. The meeting will come to order. Or do I bat your brains out with this bung starter? We have got to get this part of the meeting over before Riley comes busting in. Come on, get it over here on this side of the hall. The lodge is now in session. Brother Muley will read the minutes of the last meeting, and the rest of the brothers will quit yakking.
On our last meeting, it was unanimously passed with only 5 dissenting votes from 5 crumbs.
Throw the bombs out.
Order. Go on, Muley.
To wit, the honor of a brother who has diligently given his time and efforts and loyalty to making the lodge what it is today. I speak of none other than our beloved brother, Chester A. Riley.
Are there any questions? Yes, Brother Schmidler.
What time is it?
Seeing as the brothers has collected 25 fish to buy Riley a present, leave us decide what. The chair is now open for suggestions.
I got an idea, Squarehead. To be sure Riley gets something he wants, suppose he figures it out himself.
That would spoil the surprise, Brother Muley.
You don't dig me. We don't tell Riley it's for him, see? We tell him it's for his pal Gillis.
Yeah, you got something there.
Then we'll get it for him, see?
Nice thinking, Muley.
That's an idea. Riley's sure to pick something for Gillis that he'd like for himself.
Then when the time comes, we give it to Riley. Neat, huh?
Yeah, I second the motion on that.
Carried. And don't nobody squeal when he gets here.
I know all about them mother-in-laws, Ryle. I have to keep right in mind that I'm broke to keep her from coming out here to visit us.
Well, Peg's mother ain't a bad skate. She's a kind, generous, thoughtful, loving pest.
The way mine keeps yelling at me, if she had on a blue suit and a chest protector, you couldn't tell her from an umpire.
How can she yell at you when she lives in Chicago?
She calls me long distance and reverses the charges. Cost me $14.75 last month just to be called a no-good, lazy ape.
Mrs. Gillis wants you to come home right away, Mr. Gillis. The hot water tank busted and water's running all over the kitchen.
Every week she has to give Egbert a bath, and every week the same thing happens. I'll see you at the meeting, Ryan.
Yeah, okay, Gillis.
So long, Pop.
So long, Junior. What's the idea of starting the meeting without me, squarehead?
We just got the minutes and the stuff you sleep through out of the way. Which brings us to a problem. You came just in time to help us out with it.
Oh, well, in that case, you came to the right fellas.
You see, Riley, the lodge wants to buy a gift for a brother.
I'm against it. It milks the treasury in which we only got 12 bucks.
But Riley, this brother is the most beloved, deserving, and valuable brother in the whole BPLA.
Yeah. It makes no difference. You... Oh, gosh, fellas. This valuable, beloved brother don't expect no reward. He just does it out of the goodness of my heart. How much you got to spend?
Well, with hard work, prying, and a few belts in our nose, we collected 25 bucks.
And we want you to pick out this gift on account of you know this Satan brother's so good.
If I don't know him...
You and Brother Gillis are pretty great pals, ain't you?
Natch. And who knows what he likes better than I... Did you say Gillis?
Jim Gillis.
You mean the brothers picked Gillis as this valuable, beloved patriot?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I'm against it! 25 bucks is too much. We can't afford it.
But this is a special collection, Riley.
I mean, all the brothers chipped in to buy Gillis a present? Okay. If that's the way you feel, I'll pick it out.
Get him a nifty one, Ryle. Something that'll knock him flat.
How about a pair of boxing gloves?
Well, leave us put it this way, Riley. You suggest something you'd like to get for yourself.
Okay. Don't worry, I'll think of something good. And I'll certainly wish I was getting it myself.
You'll have to move, Riley. I want to get under there.
Mop around me. These shoes are waterproof.
Oh, stop feeling sorry for yourself. The world isn't coming to an end.
Just can't believe it. The lodge picking Gillis, and then picking me to pick him a present.
Shows that they trust your judgment.
Why don't they trust Gillis's judgment and let him pick me out a present?
Oh, don't be a bad loser, Riley. Now get out from under my feet and go out in the living room, see if you can find something out of Henshaw's gift catalog.
What I'd like to buy Gillis, you won't find in any gift catalog.
You and Mr. Gillis were born and brought up together, weren't you, Dad?
Yeah, you might say we was nursed out of the same bottle.
You and Mr. Gillis lived in the same block in Kosciuszko Street, didn't you, Pop?
Yeah. We were practically insufferable in those days, always together. I remember the three of us used to walk to school every morning, side by side.
The three of you?
Yeah. Me, Gillis, and the truant officer.
Hey, Jimsy! Will you get moving? Take those things of Egbert's off the fence.
I ain't got but two hands, and both of them's already loaded with girdles.
All right, get the basket.
All right. Here's the basket.
Look at this shirt. Who put oil on the fence?
Oil? It's got a sweet, sickly smell.
You dimwit, that's molasses.
Molasses?
Oh, every one of Egbert's shirts has got to be done over again.
Ah, leave it on there. He'll love it. He's got a sweet tooth.
I saw Riley yesterday with a paintbrush. If you ask me, he's finally flipped his lid.
Yeah, he's been acting kind of strange ever since his mother-in-law sent him that silly vine.
Well, vine or no vine, you go over there and punch him in the nose.
You can't punch a man just because he paints with molasses. This is a free country. And besides, I think he can lick me.
Are you going to lie? I'll get you up here.
Come on, eat. I can't stand here all day. Come on.
What you feeding the plant?
Hamburger.
Jeepers, Pop. I don't think it's supposed to eat that.
Look, Junior, if this plant wants to live here, it'll eat what we eat or it'll go without. Come on, eat. Come on.
I want to have a word with you, Riley.
Hello, Gillis. Don't bother me now. You come just at feeding time.
That's what I came to see you about. This silly vine.
Now, just a minute, Gillis. I'll have you know that this happens to be a very valuable South American plant that... What about this silly vine?
You haven't had it 2 days, and already it's got me in trouble with honeybee.
Now, look, Gillis, I'm your next-door neighbor, but I can't be expected...
Neighbor? What kind of a neighbor is a neighbor who spreads molasses all over our fence and washing?
I only put it there to attract flies for feeding purposes.
Oh, you're going to use my house for a fly trap, huh?
I can't help it if they like your house better than mine. I can use all you can catch.
I consider that an insult. Honeybee was right. I ought to...
Now, look, Gillis, kindly raise your voice lower down.
I'm warning you, Mr. Riley. No more molasses and no more flies.
Don't you shake your finger at me, Mr. Gillis.
Once more, and I'm doing 2 things. First, punch you in the nose, and then go to the Board of Health.
Allow me to correct you, Mr. Gillis. First you punch me in the nose, and then you go to the hospital.
That's charm, Pop.
You keep out of this, Junior.
You clean that fence, Mr. Riley, or I'm calling the law.
I'll thank you, Mr. Gillis, to get out of here and keep your nose out of my molasses.
Okay, Mr. Riley. The Cold War is off. But from here on out, it's a hot war with animosity.
Oh, so you're gonna bring foreigners into it, huh? Meatloaf again. It's nauseating.
Oh, it's nice of you to eat your lunch with me, Riley. I love company.
Think nothing of it, Dangle. It's a Democrat in me. You know something, Dingy?
Dangy.
Oh, yeah, Dangy. I still can't think of a present nasty enough to give Gillis that cost $25.
What's his pet hate?
Me. Next to that, I guess his mother-in-law. He can't stand the sight of his mother-in-law. Dangle. A ghastly thought just struck my brains. I've got it.
Oh, no. Oh, goodness. Oh, Riley. Oh, no.
I'm telling you, brothers, it's the greatest gift you could present to him.
That sounds screwy to me. I don't...
Are you sure about this? Now, look, fellas. I did just what you said. I've been thinking hard for a couple of days.
Yeah, and for him, that ain't he. Get up, Dykin. Go ahead, Riley.
And then I started talking to myself.
That proves he flipped his lid.
Not out loud. I kept saying to myself over and over again, what would you want, Riley, if you was this popular, beloved brother? Which I ought to have been. And the answer came back like a flying saucer. A visit from my darling mother-in-law.
Are you sure you didn't add sardines and bananas or something like that there?
I'm as normal as I'll ever be. You see, I know how Gillis feels about his dear wife's dear mother.
You think he'd honest like to have her visit him?
He would love it as much as I'd love it. If the voting had been on the square.
But we ain't got that much money to bring his mother-in-law from Chicago.
Look, fellas, this is what he wants.
Well, that being the case, maybe the Treasury could kick in a little more for a bus fare.
And we'd only have to buy her a one-way ticket. Once he gets her out here, he'll never want to part with her.
Riley, if you say so, it's your funeral. I mean, let's do it.
I will see that the aforementioned mother-in-law involved gets her ticket to L.A.
The lodge will never forget this occasion.
I will call a special meeting for Saturday night, the wives included, at which time we will explode the happy bomb.
It'll be bigger than the atomic blast. An unforgettable occasion. And there's one guy that'll never forget it. See you later, fellas.
Stop shaking the floor, Pop. You'll knock over my atomic blast tower.
I'll knock over more than that before this evening is over. Hurry up, Peg. I don't want to miss anything.
I've never seen you get so excited over a lodge meeting.
This is more than a meeting, Babs. This is the night that Gillis the gopher gets the prize that's coming to him.
I still don't know why you kept it such a secret.
I've got my own personal reasons.
Will we be able to see it?
Not only see it, you'll be able to hear it for 2 blocks.
I'm ready, Riley.
Let's go.
Hi. Can I go in the car with you folks?
Of course, honeybee.
And what happened, pray, to your 1910 model?
We got a flat. Jimsy's walking. Says he won't pollute the same air as Riley.
This is the silliest fight I ever heard of.
If Jimsy just punched him in the nose like I told him to, it'd be all over by now.
Yes, and you'd have had crepe on the door in a house full of flowers.
Now, don't start anything, Riley. If we're not home by 10 o'clock, Babs, would you see that Junior goes to bed?
A babysitter at my age.
Who's a baby?
You can ride with us, honeybee, but you can't sit with us. We're sitting on the days.
That's Deus, Dad.
Whatever it is, we're sitting on it. Go ahead.
Brothers of the BPLA and ladies, welcome. This is a special occasion for the Brooklyn Patriots of Los Angeles. So while the members playing cards, stop and enjoy themselves and come over and join their wives.
Throw the bums out.
We are gathered together to honor the member chosen by popular vote and recounted 3 times as being the most valuable and worthy member, and present him with a well-earned prize. I now call on the head of the gift committee, the man who picked out the pimento, Brother Chester A. Riley. Boo!
Fellow Lodge brothers, excluding one member. A funny thing happened to me on the way to the Lodge Hall tonight. I ran into a fella, and he said to me, "Riley, would you join me in a cup of coffee?" And I said, "Gladly, but you'll have to get in first." Ha, 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 ha.
Cut the jokes and get on with the prize.
I was just warming them up.
Got a furnace for that purpose.
Okay, okay. The marvelous prize we're presenting to this person is a one-way bus ticket to bring the winner's dear, sweet mother-in-law all the way out here to pay him a visit. Now, take it easy, folks, while our beloved president, Squarehead Malloy, tells us who gets this prize package.
Without further bum jokes or other ado, I present the winner and most popular lodge member, who will soon fold his sweet mother-in-law in his arms. None other Then brother Riley.
You said Riley instead of Gillis.
Yes, sir. It was all a gag, just to get you to pick what you really wanted. You were chose the most worthy, popular, beloved Brooklyn patriot.
Me? You mean my mother-in-law's coming out here to visit me?
Yes, sir. She's on her way. She gets here Monday.
Stop the bus! I'm calling for a caucus. I demand a recount on this revolting development. Wait a minute, Peg. How can I explain if you keep walking?
You've done enough talking in front of all those people.
Yeah, well, it was a sudden shock, Peg, like ice water.
What is my mother, a witch, an ogre?
Yeah, I mean, that's a leading question. I refuse to answer.
Very well. You can sleep on the couch.
Wait a minute, Peg. That couch has got 3 broken springs. The last time I slept on it, it bit me like an alligator. I won't stand for this. Only married 19 years and already the honeymoon is over. Hello, Junior.
Hi, Pop. How's your back?
It's killing me. 2 of them couch springs must be coiling up my sacred iliac.
That's tough. Are you going in the house?
Is your mother still mad at me?
I don't know. She's in the kitchen.
What's she having for supper?
Hash
She's still mad at me.
and bread pudding.
She despises me. Come on in with me, Junior, and back me up, huh?
Sure, Pop.
Hello, sweetheart.
Mom isn't speaking to you, Dad.
Oh, heck, Mom. Pop wants to apologize.
You can tell your father that I'll feed him, but I have no intentions of speaking to him.
She spoke, Junior. That was your mother's own dear, sweet voice.
Pop's sorry about the fly-eating plant, Mom. And Grandma, too.
Well, I still believe that he killed the plant on purpose.
That's not true, Peg. I never laid a finger on it. Even when a creeper tried to creep in bed with me.
Well, it couldn't have just died by itself, Dad. The pitcher vine is a hardy jungle perennial.
Well, maybe he got homesick for the jungle.
Well, if you want to know, I can tell you what killed it.
Quiet, Junior. Remember which side your allowance is buttered on. But when is your dear, sweet mother coming, Peg? I can hardly wait to see her. I'm so anxious I could jump with joy right off a building. I say.
She isn't coming, Dad.
Not coming?
No, she sent us a telegram and said she wouldn't be able to make it this year.
Well, this is awful. She can't disappoint me like this.
I imagine you'll be able to bear the pain.
Oh, and sent you a present to replace the dead pitcher vine. It just got here. It's in the living room.
What is it this time, a skeleton or a mummy?
It's a different specimen of the genus Insectivorous carnivori.
You mean another fly-eating plant?
It's keen, Pop. And it doesn't eat flies.
Well, that's a relief anyhow.
For your information, it's a hybrid.
Oh.
And it feeds on bees.
Bees. Bees!
Yes, bees.
Well, I'm going to have a fine time sitting out in the backyard dressed up like a honeysuckle trying to catch bees. I ain't shaking the hand that's threatened to punch hose.
Go on, do like I say.
Stop shoving me. A guy who could think up a diabolic thing like that ain't no true brother.
Now, both of you stop acting like spoiled children. If Honeybee and I can forgive you, you can forgive each other.
You want to make up, Gillis? You? Oh. I'm willing if you're willing.
For good old Kosciuszko Street.
Yay! Now that's settled. Come on in the house. Mama will be calling from Chicago.
I'm gonna ask the old lady to come out and visit us, Honeybee.
You will, Jimsy?
Yep, Christmas. After next. So long, well, I'll see you tomorrow.
So long, Gillis. Peg, Can you ever forgive me for acting the way I did?
I guess so.
I really do love you, Mama. It's just that sometimes I act like a dope.
But a very sweet dope.
Oh, you say the nicest things, Dumpling. You know something?
What, dear?
Well, I don't say this to every woman, but someday you're gonna make some nice young man a wonderful mother-in-law.
Oh.